Hello everyone, my name is Dar Rath. I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story. It takes about 5 minutes to watch. Sometimes it's something to think about, sometimes there's funny stories. And this is a story this week about a woman who built a successful business. This is about a woman who decided to build her house, a metaphor for life's career, on a rock. Her name is Debbie Fields. Debbie, at age 19, was once at a party with her husband Randy, the famous economist and futurist. Debbie had quit her job to play the role of conventional wife and homemaker, and her self-esteem was suffering. At the party, the guests fawned over Randy, soliciting his insights. When the guests learned that Debbie was a mere housewife, they shunned her. Finally, the host of the party began besieging Debbie with questions. She tried her hardest to be what she wasn't: urban, sophisticated, and clever. Finally, the host asked her in an exasperated tone, "What do you intend to do with your life?" Debbie, a nervous wreck, blurted out, "Well, I'm mostly trying to get orientated." The host ungraciously snapped the word orientated. It's not orientated. The word is oriented. There's no such a word as orientated. Learn to use the English language. Well, that unkind interaction caused Debbie to cry all the way home that evening. But in a way, it was a wake-up call. It was the turning point in her life. She vowed that she would never let such a thing happen to her again. She would find a niche in her life that was all of her own. But of course, the big question was, what? Debbie had always loved making great chocolate chip cookies. She had experimented with recipes since she was 13 years old, adding more butter, less flour, more and different kinds of chocolate, until she hit on a combination that was unbeatable. Upon reflection, Debbie decided to open a little store and sell her cookies. Randy's business friends told her that it was a bad idea. It would never work. Meanwhile, they were talking with mouths full of her delicious cookies. Nevertheless, at 9 a.m. on August 18, 1977, when she was 20 years old, Debbie opened the doors of Mrs. Fields' Chocolate Chippery in Palo Alto, California. When no one came into her store, she decided that if she had to go out of business, she would go out in style. So she loaded up a tray of cookies and began walking around the shopping arcade where her store was located. When people were reluctant to take her free samples, she began begging and pleading and wheedling until people began to take them. And it worked. Soon, people who had sampled the cookies came into the shop to buy some. By the end of the day, she had sold $50 worth of cookies. On the second day, she took in $75. The rest is cookie history. Debbie says, "I owe my life to the word oriented." In time, Debbie Fields' business empire boasted thousands of employees and hundreds of stores, and needless to say, Debbie's business now has sales in the multi-millions. Debbie was a person who had indeed built a firm foundation, experimenting with a cookie recipe since age 13, and because of her preparation and desires, she was able to build a successful business. Reminder though, even a firm foundation provides only the tools for success. Now one has to actually work hard to put those tools into action. This is a wonderful success story and gives you something to think about this week. So thanks for taking 5, and blessings on your day.